Hi, I'm Moira, and today I'm going to be doing a deep dive on Marauders ships. Hi, I'm back. We're back! Instead of being Lily Evans, now I'm Regulus Black. I need to mention, this wig is not going to stay symmetrical on my face. I'm assuming people here know who these characters are, and I'm not gonna have to reintroduce every single bitch. However, I will be introducing some new characters for the context of this video, I say. First character is Sybil Trelawney, who is in Harry Potter. She is the seer teacher, the divination teacher. And then I also have Frank and Alice Longbottom, who are Neville Longbottom's parents. Andromeda has a husband named Ted Tonks. Ted is a character. And Pandora has a husband, Xenophilus, him. Those are our new characters. The reason why I did the other video on Lily was because I knew that the wig wouldn't annoy me, and so I made a really good choice to be Regulus. But I thought it'd be funny if I was Regulus because I'm talking about, unfortunately, the Slytherin Skittles in much more detail this time. I still don't fuck with it. I still don't. For this video, I'm going to basically split it in half. So I'm going to talk about genuine, serious ships that people actually create content for and that people genuinely enjoy. And then the other half is gonna be hell, and it's gonna be me talking about all the crack ships, all of the cursed ships, things that people do actually ship but are just batshit insane. I delved deep, way too deep. Okay, you don't want to know the horrors that I've seen, okay? I made a list of like every Marauders ship that I think there pretty much is. I might be forgetting a few. There are a few that exist, but they're so niche. They're so niche and they're so little that we're not talking about it, okay? I'm going to talk about the majority. I'm just gonna read my general list out. Okay, Marauders ships. We have Jily, Wolfstar, Jegulus, Jegulily, Dorleen, Marlene, Mary Lily, Panda Lily, Tedromeda, Nobleflower, Moonwater, Bartyless, Quillkiller, Xenodora, Fralis, Narcissa Lucius, Black Kinnan, Remadora, Snilly, Jeverus, Rosekiller, Peebo, Starbucks, Moonchaser, Sunkiller, Party Van, Party, Ratwater, Peter Dorcas, Remus and Grant. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna talk about. To start us off, I made these amazing, beautiful works of art, which are these fuck-ass boards with everyone connected by their romantic pairings. Did I, however, forget to add any straight people to this board? Yes. But we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna embrace being gay. Before I even start talking about the ships and what the dynamic is and the fanfictions, first we need to establish what these characters' sexualities are. Because that would explain who they're shipped with. Obviously, like, none of these characters have canon sexualities, or like technically they do and they're just all straight because J.K. Rowling is a homophobe. I'm gonna be talking about the fanon headcanons. So obviously everyone has their own headcanon of these characters' sexualities. I tried to find the most popular ones, the most like generally agreed upon ones. The first sexuality that I mentioned for these characters is like the most common one that I've seen and that I found. For James, I have bi-pan. Lily, I have bi-lesbian. Remus is gay queer bi. Sirius is queer gay bi. Peter is straight or ace. Marlene, lesbian. Dorcas, lesbian. Mary, bi, lesbian, straight. Regulus, gay bi. Barty, gay bi. Evan, bi gay. Pandora, lesbian bi. This is how I interpret the ships. For some of them, like, I obviously know, because I've been in the fandom for a while, like, I know Jily and Wolfstar, but with the other ones, I'm very new to them, so I just kind of tried to gain context clues. If I miss something that's, like, really pivotal to whatever ship I'm talking about, feel free to mention it in the comments. I'd love to learn. I'm going to try to stay as neutral as I possibly can. I'm going to be talking about some ships that I do not like, but I'm not gonna let you know that, because I'm going to stay impartial. We're gonna start with Jily, because Jily was what started the whole fandom. Jily is James Potter and Lily Evans. This is one of the only canon ships that I will be talking about. Jily, their parents, and they're so cute. They canonically have, obviously, Harry Potter, and they're very much They're very milf and dilf. Their parents, they're super cute. I'd say James falls first, but perhaps Lily falls harder. Do we like that? I don't know. Dark hair and ginger hair for the win. James is a simp and Lily is flattered. James Potter loves his wife. James Potter loves his wife. They are what I think everyone wants for themselves. So like the lore of Jily is that James is basically in love with her throughout the entirety of their time at Hogwarts. And Lily is not, but she's very slowly, they're a slow burn. Lily very slowly falls for James, and typically they get together around like 6th, 7th year. And they're just so cute. Their vibes are just so good. So next is Wolfstar. I wrote my pookies in all caps. Wolfstar is Remus Lupin and Sirius Black. I wrote soulmates. Soulmate trope, yeah. They are very dramatic. They're a very dramatic, angsty ship that's like very much soulmate AU trope because they are like together in every universe, for real. They're kind of messy, but we're all here for it. They help each other through problems and talk openly to each other. So often they will talk about issues that they're facing outside of the other Marauders because they confide in each other. Sirius is a simp and Remus rolls his eyes. They bond over music. Literally mentioned that they bicker like an old married couple. And then I wrote Sirius falls first and panics. There's a lot of gay panic with them involved. They're iconic. They're like the top of the food chain of ships for a reason. Typical timeline is that they are basically every single ship is a slow burn. We just are a slow burn fandom. But typically what I've seen is that they start to get feelings for each other around like 4th and 5th year, and then by the later years of Hogwarts they are together. There's a lot of canon things that happen, like them not taking their eyes off of each other for like multiple lines of dialogue, or them literally mentioned to bicker like a married old couple. They just are. They're the moment, they're everything. Next we have Jegulus, so James Potter and Regulus Black. What I have written, word for word, is Sport Boy sees Broken Sad Boy and wants to fix him, but Broken Sad Boy becomes Wizard Nazi and that sucks. James is silly goofy and Regulus says he doesn't like anyone, but he does. It's basically I hate everyone but you type dynamic. Also best friend's brother trope, sunshine and grumpy. What more is there to say? Jegulus is basically I can fix him. I can fix him. It's very much like a kind of a stand-in for Starbuck / Foot, which is Sirius and James, because people don't want to break up Wolfstar because that's against the Bible. You can't do that. Okay? That was a joke, please don't get mad. So people ship Jegulus instead. This ship started out as a joke, like the term Jegulus started out as a joke, and then it became serious. Very much I can fix him, James trying to like help Regulus through all of his constant problems and issues and everything. I think people just really like the dynamic of, oh, he's the captain of the sports team and he is a sad loser. Typically the timeline that I've seen for this is I mentioned this in my video essay and I'm going to say it again because I think it's funny. The timeline is that typically Regulus is James Potter's teenage fling. Don't typically end up together, and it ends really sad because Regulus becomes a wizard Nazi, so they don't end up together. Next we have Jegulus. It is a poly ship between James Potter, Lily Evans, and Regulus Black. I wrote, I'm not fully sure, but I'm guessing it's a lot of Reg and Lily rolling their eyes at James being a dumbass, which I think is probably true. This ship was born because people liked Jegulus, but they also liked Jily, and they didn't want to leave Lily Evans out because Lily Evans is a queen. So, why not make them all kiss? Why not? I think it's a lot of both Lily and James helping Reg out with his problems. So I feel like Jegulus is kind of just like an added layer to what Jegulus already has, where it's instead of just James trying to fix Regulus, now it's also Lily. It is Lily and Regulus teaming up against James when he's being stupid, which is all the time. I say with love, I love James Potter. They're just so wholesome. I've seen people be like, this is the most unrealistic ship ever, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably true. Dorleen, which is Dorcas Meadows and Marlene McKinnon. I wrote, let's go lesbians. Let's go. Sometimes I see this as like enemies to lovers, because often Dorcas is a Slytherin, so it's like a lesbian rivalry. Dorcas is quieter and Marlene is loud, they're protective, and it's cute. And then I wrote, help, I might ship them now. Before I did this deep dive, I barely shipped any of these things, and now I ship almost all of them. So that's something. They're just very cute girlfriends. We love them. A dynamic that you're going to very quickly see is a Gryffindor and a Slytherin. The Marauders fandom eats that up. They eat it up, and Dorleen is a part of that. Next we have Marlene. I wrote best friends to lovers, pining over each other, both watching the other in relationships and being jealous, and super cute vibes. They are just the epitome of best friends to lovers because they are like always together. They are like the best friends. Okay, there's like the Marauders and their best friends, but they are, Mary and Marlene are tight. Sunshiny, cute thing. Both Mary and Marlene are characterized to be like kind of loud. They're just a little bit like chaotic, but they're so like wholesome with their energy. They just make me so happy. They're so cute. My mom is home. Oh god, a Walpurga! No. So next is Mary Lily. Mary McDonald and Lily Evans. I said similar vibes to Marlene with the friends to lovers. Once again, the trope of Lily is more quiet and Mary is louder. Angst about 1981 for sure. Commonly, I will see Mary Lily be a thing if Jegulus is a thing. It's like a reaction. They're just really, really cute girls who are friends but who are also girlfriends and they kiss. When I was looking up Mary Lily stuff for this video, I found so much angst about 1981. It's just so many sad edits of Mary. So many. I would imagine because they're like a reactionary thing to Jegulus, the timeline to Mary Lily would be very similar to Jegulus's timeline, where it's like they stop being together when Jily gets together. Also, their hair colors just really complement each other. Whenever I see like aesthetic images of Mary Lily, I'm like, yeah, that ate. So next is Panda Lily, which is Pandora, Lovegood, Rosier. That was something I did not mention in my video essay, that often Pandora is headcanon to be Evan's twin. So her last name is commonly Rosier. Pandora, Lovegood, Rosier, and Lily Evans Potter. They both have two names. Love that for them. Very, very soft girls who are in love. Because Pandora is headcanoned as a seer, people run with that. And it's a cool dynamic. I've seen a lot of headcanons within Panda Lily where it's like Pandora obviously like sees the future, and so she sees Lily die. Obviously all of these ships have angst. Even like the cutesy, fun, wholesome ones, like all of them are so sad. Because this is the Marauders fandom, and no one experiences joy and happiness. So that's a thing. Brutal. They give me pure love vibes. And then I said, in brackets, I put, help, why are all the women love women ships so good? Because I was at this point that I was like, I'm in so deep. I ship all of this now. And I do. And I do. I'd never really looked in to the Sapphic ships in this fandom until doing my research, and now I'm like, yeah, these are top tier. These are beautiful and I love them. But yeah, they're just so cutesy because Pandora is very like a light-hearted, girly, she's obviously similar to Luna because she's Luna's mom, and so she's just like a very kind soul, and so is Lily, so they're just kind souls together. Next we have Noble Flower, which is Alice Longbottom. I don't know what her other name is supposed to be. I will put it edited. Alice Longbottom and Narcissa Black. Angst immediately. Because, you know, black trauma, so. If a black is involved in a ship, you know it's gonna be extra painful, extra spicy with the trauma. Alice being Sissy's girl, but her being forced into a marriage. Once again, the Slytherin Gryffindor thing. Alice, I didn't talk about her in my other video essay, but I think she's like characterized as kind of like a feisty girl. She has a pixie cut canonically, so take what you will from that. And I feel like she matches Narcissa's energy very much. Like they kind of give a similar vibe. Their personalities, I like the vibes. I like them a lot. I then wrote in all caps because my jaw dropped when I figured this out. Holy shit! Bellatrix was the one who tortured Alice. So there's that. Yeah, so when I said angst, I meant it. Narcissa's sister tortures her girlfriend into insanity. So that's a whole dynamic. And that's on top of the black family dynamic of Bellatrix and Sissy dealing with Andromeda leaving, and Bellatrix like not letting Narcissa deal with those feelings and telling her to like push it down. They already have all that shit going on. Now Narcissa and Bellatrix have this whole other layer. Yeah, no, I was gagged. Jaw dropped. It fell. It's like all the other Sapphic ships, it's like it's sad because one or both of them end up dying. But with this one, I will definitely be looking more into Noble Flower because whoa. Next I have Moonwater, which is Remus Lupin and Regulus Black. When I was looking up Moonwater, 99% of all the stuff that I found was people saying platonic Moonwater. The majority of people think of this just as a friendship. They gave it a romantic name, but there are some people who think of it as a romantic relationship. It's just not as many people as I initially thought it would have been. They have similar personalities. I said Remus wouldn't get fed up with Reg because he knows how to shut his mouth. Because people don't really ship them romantically, I couldn't find a whole lot about like them and the dynamics, so that's pretty much all I have. I'm sorry. My brain is like, they would have even worse communication than Wolfstar because both Regulus and Remus will just shut down if people try to like talk to them about shit they don't want to talk about. And I'm a little bit concerned about that, but you know, it's fine. Next I have Bartyless, which is Barty Crouch Jr. and Regulus Black. There's definitely a lot of comedy in dressing up as these characters when you're talking about the ships they're in. Loud, quiet dynamic. Barty being stupid and Reg calling him out. Barty basically embarrasses the fuck out of Reg, which checks out. Basically every single Slytherin Skittles ship that I found, it's just chaotic. Like I can just really sum it down to chaotic. It's the similar thing of like, here's a loud one, here's a quiet one. I think with like any ship that involves Regulus, it's always basically the same thing of like, oh, I hate everyone except for you, Pookie. I like you. Oh god. Okay, yeah. I think this ship has been popular for like a while. Like the actual ship name for Bartyless has, I think, existed longer than like Jegulus's ship name has. So there's a bit of history for you. Next we have Quillkiller, which is Bellatrix Lestrange and Rita Skeeter. Rita is in Harry Potter. She is the reporter, but now she's a teenager because we're talking about the Marauders. Bellatrix and Rita are crazy women. Positive. So this ship is a hot mess. Positive. When I think about this, I'm like, wow. It would be toxic, but it's a little spicy, you know? Like there's a little something going on there. I cannot picture Bellatrix Lestrange in a romantic relationship. I can't picture her being like lovey-dovey, so, but neither can I with Rita, and I think that's the point. Like I feel like they're very intense. They give intense. Quillkiller isn't like super popular, but I've seen it around. I've seen cool cosplay TikToks of it, so it's getting mentioned. So the next one I'm not actually going to describe because it's a straight ship and there's no straight people allowed here. That was a joke. The one I have is Xenodora, which is Pandora and all I wrote was, in all caps, River Phoenix is a Marauders fan cast. I like River Phoenix. He's on my wall. He's on my wall a few times, actually. Apparently, he is fan cast as Luna Lovegood's dad in the Marauders. Okay, so this one is in between our serious ships and our crack ships, and it is Rosekiller. Rosekiller is Evan Rosier and Barty Crouch Jr. And I had someone explain that the reason why they're called Rosekiller is because Rosier and Barty Crouch kills people. That's the same reason why Quillkiller is called Killer, because Bellatrix kills people. It is the silliest naming convention I think I've ever seen. Marauders fandom, you are so silly, please never change. So, Rosekiller, I wrote insane, gay, chaotic. I guess sometimes Evan is quiet and Barty is chaotic. Another hot mess ship. And then I wrote, they were wizard Nazis, please stop. I'm not going to get into my opinions on the baby girlification of Death Eaters, because partly do I have a right to speak when I'm sitting here in Regulus Black cosplay. No one say anything, okay? They are blonde and brunette, TM. They're just like the chaos. Often in fanfictions, if they're a background ship, they're just going batshit insane. Good for them. Because of like all of the research that I've been doing for these videos, my TikTok For You page is a nightmare. I like watching Marauders content, obviously, and like I already had Marauders content served me, but now I'm getting stuff that I do not care for. But I need to mention this because it broke me. It might just be Barty. It is in fact just Barty, but I'm including this. I got a Barty Crouch Jr. brat edit because it just casually came onto my For You page, and then it splits to clips of him just as David Tennant, and I wasn't ready for that. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to explain why I'm getting a Barty Crouch Jr. edit on my TikTok For You page spliced together with clips of a French actor and David Tennant to Brat by Charlie XCX? So those are the dynamics. Those are the serious ships, those are the dynamics, the explanations of those ships. Now I'm going to be talking about fanfictions because, like I mentioned in my last video essay, fanfiction is like the Bible for the Marauders fandom. It is where everything basically comes from because it's all made up. So you write this stuff into existence. So when I was doing this, basically what I did was I went to AO3 and I sorted by each ship, and I like noted down the most popular fanfiction that I found for each pairing. For Jily, Wolfstar, and Jegulus, I'm going to be talking about numerous fics because they're like the most popular ships within this fandom, and they are ships that I actually can give recommendations for. But for everyone else, it's going to just be the most popular. But also the Jily, Wolfstar, and Jegulus do include the most popular as well. Hope that made sense. Okay. With that being said, if you have recommendations, like fic recs for any of these ships, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Starting with Jily, I have The Life and Times. This is the one that was written in 2009, and this was one of the most popular Jily fanfictions to like ever exist. This was kind of like the Jily All the Young Dudes, as far as I can tell. And then I found a Tumblr post that has literally pages of Jily. Like, I just kept scrolling and it kept going. So if you're a Jily fan, feel free to check that post out because oh my god. For Wolfstar, All the Young Dudes. Read All the Young Dudes. All the Young Dudes by Miss King Bean. I would also recommend Sirius's perspective of All the Young Dudes because you get double Wolfstar. I'm reading that right now, and it's literally why I made my Black Brothers CMV because I'm so sad. I also have The Cadence of Part-Time Poets, which is a very popular fanfiction that I have seen going around right now. I have Casting Moonshadows, which is like an OG Wolfstar that was very popular. And I have Dress Up In You, which is also by Miss King Bean. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm going to. For Jegulus, I have Choices, which is like the biggest, the most popular Jegulus fanfiction. I do plan to read this, even though I've heard that it's like very sad. Of course, Crimson Rivers, which is a Hunger Games AU. And then I wrote anything by Bizarre Stars. Bizarre Stars is like the Jegulus person, as far as I'm aware. For Jegulily, I have Scent of the Moon by, oh, I can't read it, Quill to Moon Hush. And Real Love is Just a Potion Away. Dorleen, I have The Hand That Feeds, and I found, just like with Jily, I found a post that has like a master list of like bunch of Dorleen fic recs. For Marlene, I could only find one. Like, it was so hard to find, which makes me so sad. But I have Marlene's Guide to Kissing Boys by, can fanfic authors make their names readable, please? I'm struggling. Serendipity Serious. POV, I am now Remus with his dyslexia because what am I looking at? For Mary Lily, I have Strange Torpedo by Mooney the Writer. Panda Lily, The Rush of Rarities, Bizarre Stars. Bizarre Stars pops up a lot. This person seems to be really carrying the fanfic community on their back. Good for them. Tedromeda, this is Ted, Tonks, and Andromeda. I didn't give them an explanation because they were one of the straight ships that I forgot to put on the board. But I do have, however, a fic rec, which is Prolonged Eye Contact by Boardworm. Noble Flower, I have Alice Look at Me, which I think is a reference to her being insane. I'm not totally sure, but I'm thinking it might be because I saw a TikTok edit of this ship. This ship sends me into a spiral. This fanfiction is by Roller Coaster Words, who I have read. Totally recommend them. They are the one who writes Sirius's perspective, and they they eat. Moonwater, I have Till You Overflow by Regulus, but the E in his name is an X. Bartyless, I have The Story of Regulus Black by Wickety Whack. Quillkiller, I have A Million Little Times, and this is also like side Noble Flower too. Rosekiller, I have Intermission, Bizarre Stars of course, and then I found one that is called A Star for a Summer's Day by Her Smile Forges Galaxies. And it's a mix of Rosekiller, Bartyless, and Jegulus. Like I said, I went through and I, noted the most popular fanfictions. For almost every single Sapphic ship, I had to scroll till like page 3 of AO3 results to even get a fanfiction that had them listed as the main in the first ship. For Mary Lily, for Marlene, like all of those ones, I literally had to scroll past 3 pages of Jegulus. Can we just, like, as a fandom, just treat women a little better, please? The difference in the number of fanfictions written for the Sapphic ships versus the gay ships is insane, and it's really deeply disappointing. I didn't mention this in my video essay on the Marauders because I didn't want to talk about, like, super negative stuff when I already had to talk about, JK Rowling being horrible, but I have to mention it here that the treatment of the female characters in this fandom is like dog shit. I just wanted to mention that because it's a genuine problem, and I've seen many people complain about it, and it's totally valid. The last thing that I want to talk about and to like show, I guess, about these ships is fan art, because it wouldn't be a video that I make without talking about fan creations, because this fandom is so cool and they're all so creative and people make the most amazing content, and I want to talk about it. These are just my personal favorites that I found when I was looking through these ships. So I'm just gonna like say the name of the ship and then put it on screen. Jily fan art, lovely, amazing. I'm not looking at anything while I record this, but you are. Wolfstar. A lot of this I can say is Like a Funeral, because I already talked about how much I love Like a Funeral's Wolfstar, but I'm saying it again, I love it. Jegulus. I hope you enjoy these hand movements of, this is where the art is. Jegulus. Dorleen. This is so awkward to film right now. It's full silence for me. Marlene. I'm gonna not have my hand there. Okay. Mary Lily. Wow. Look that art, so good. Noble Flower. Rosekiller. Now we're about to move into Hell, but before we move into Hell, the cursed crack ships, I am going to mention something. If you like Jily, if you like Wolfstar, if you like Jegulus, if you like Mary Lily and Dorleen and others. I'm a walking ad. Maybe just go check out the MISCHIEF Productions, because they make fan films of all of those ships. So if you want some more ship content that is really amazingly made, you should go check them out. And if you're interested in their fan films, maybe consider donating. Guys, I really want to see that movie. Guys, please. Guys, I'm literally broke and I have no money. This is my only contribution. Okay. Now I'm gonna talk about really cursed ships and then crack ships. So we're just gonna get the cursed ships out of the way. Out of the way, gone, done, out of our consciousness, okay? But I do have to unfortunately talk about Black Kinnan, Remadora, Snilly, and Jebris. Black Kinnan is Sirius Black and Marlene McKinnon, who are commonly fanon now as a gay man and a lesbian. Why not make them date? Black Kinnan was a thing of like the Marauders fandom of the past. Next, Remadora is Remus Lupin and Nymphadora Tonks. This ship was made because J.K. Rowling is a homophobe. It was literally made as retaliation for people shipping Wolfstar. J.K. Rowling chose that they would have a 13-year age gap between them. Yep. Okay, and then Snilly is Severus Snape and Lily Evans. People do ship this. I said I wasn't gonna be judgmental and I was gonna be neutral. All of that is gone for this. Okay, I do not care I cannot be neutral about Snilly. Are you kidding me? Okay, and then next we have, and I found this, and this is a thing that people actively said online that they ship. It is Jegulus, James Potter and Severus Snape. Now we have my second board. My second beautiful, amazing board. It's even better than the last, I know. I'm putting Rosekiller in this tier because they started as a crack ship. They are both a crack ship and serious at the same time. So I have Rosekiller. Okay, wait, no, I can say it. I have P-Bill. Starbucks, which is called Prongsfoot, but for the purposes of this video, I'm calling it Starbucks. Moonchaser, Sunkiller, Party Van, Party. These are real ship names. I'm not making things up. It probably sounds like I am. No, that I'm being so for real. So Party Van, Party, Rat Water, Peter and Dorcas, and Remus and Grant. On my board, I put live action images of some of these characters just to add to the curseness of it. We've been over Rosekiller. We know what Rosekiller is. Like I said, they started as a joke. They started as a crack ship. Initially, people created it as a joke, and it was not supposed to be serious. And then people were like, no, this is serious. Give it depth. P-Bill. P-Bill is a thing that happens. It's a ship that is sometimes a thing. If people put Peter and Sybil Trelawney together, often the reason is like Peter was there when Trelawney like had the prophecy, and that's like how he like knew all that and all the betrayal. Okay, next I have Starbucks / Prongsfoot. It is officially called Prongsfoot, however some people do refer to it as Starbucks, and that is so funny. It is James and Sirius. It's that they're both very stupid, and often they're like in a fake dating scenario. From what I've heard, it seems like they're always like, oh, let's like date to make Lily jealous, because that'll work. The next one is Moonchaser, which is James and Remus. So it's basically just shipping all of the Marauders together. I don't have context on Moonchaser. I've barely seen this, but it does exist. Sunkiller is James and BARTY. Why do people ship James and BARTY? I don't know. Next we have Party. It's literally called Party. Party is Peter Pettigrew and Barty Crouch Jr. And then there's Party Van, which is once again what it is actually called. This is literally what I found people talking about. Barty Crouch Jr., Peter Pettigrew, and Evan Rosier. So it's Rosekiller, but Peter's here now. Why is Peter here? I don't know. And then there's Rat Water, which is Peter Pettigrew and Regulus Black, and they're called Rat Water because Peter Pettigrew is a rat, he turns into a rat, and he is a rat. And Regulus drowns, so water. Peter and Dorcas, which is once again a thing of, this is a lesbian. She's gonna date a man now. Peter and Dorcas is strictly from All the Young Dudes. All the Young Dudes was written before Fanon, like, was established, basically, like what it is now. So Dorcas wasn't, like, strictly a lesbian when All the Young Dudes was written, but now she very much is. And so it's just cursed for that reason. My camera died and then my SD card filled up. I can't make it through a video essay without my camera exploding, apparently. And then our last chaotic ship is Remus and Grant, which Grant, as we know, is the OC in All Young Dudes. Grant Chapman, he's just a dude. He is Remus's roommate in his boys' home. And they're a ship. And people draw fan art of them, so they count in this video. Yeah. That is everything. That is my very cursed board finished. Like I said, those weren't like all of the ships. There's still more. There's always more. People are constantly creating new things. Another thing is that like half of these ships have a different name. I was so confused trying to like do the research for this because I was like, what is Star Chaser? Star Chaser is literally just Jegulus. Really quickly before this ends and before my SD card runs out of space again, that's why I'm talking so fast, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for giving me so much support. I have gained so many subscribers. I did not expect that video essay to blow up. I did not expect to be making a second one because people wanted me to. So thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. I appreciate it more than anything. If you guys have other videos you want me to make, other video essays about the Marauders, let me know. Leave them in the comments below. I'll probably have a pinned comment asking for requests that you guys have. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, whatever it is. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.